It is Wednesday night. You know what that means. We've got another edition of Mudmule TV, Bobith TV, coming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Now, we are at the Senior Circuit NASCAR Cup Series, Michigan International Speedway. We're in Brooklyn, USA. Have been following the standard NASCAR series. Supposed to be at Vegas this week, but just to take some of the pressure off some of the guys having to buy a different track each week, we're going to run Michigan twice. Looks like Barney Sigmund officially the quickest car out there tonight, 38.621 in practice. Obviously, qualifying time is going to be a little bit slower than that. At least with practice, you've got other cars on the track, and that's going to help you get some good speeds. I'll give you an idea of what race speed is capable of. But 38.621 Barney Sigmund, Fred Zulfeld, 38.661, 38.689 for Rick Shotgun Kelly. John the General Schumatz with 38.738 and 38.791. Tim Ruark in fifth place. We do have, looks like a new driver, Hot Guider. He's in sixth spot, 38.803, 38.838 Buffalo Bill Shermatz. Warren the Flying Fossil with 38.854, 38.80 Chad Biesinger. Looks like Craig Hawkins is going to be our 10th quickest in practice, 38.909. 38.959 for Bill Texas Kid Hornback. Philip Peterson's there with a 38.961. 38.995 is John Saunders. That's the last of our 38s. Christopher Standridge is there, 39.294, 39.310, 14th and 15th. Christopher Standridge and James Little. Scott Whiteman is our 16th car, 39.527 on the track. Looks like the rest of them are the AI pros. Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Joe Logano, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ross Chastain, and Chase Elliott. Thank you, Lolly and Andrew, for the likes. Appreciate it. We've got the checkered flag out for the end of practice. We're going to go to qualifying now. 10 minutes qualifying time. Your best 2 laps. Now, as I say, we saw some 38.9s there. We won't see that in qualifying, just purely because you don't have another car on the track there to assist you with getting up to speed with drafting and getting that usually around an extra 10k. Whatever that is in miles per hour, faster. Or it might be 10 miles per hour faster and then something in Ks. I'm not sure. But we see a number of cars out there on the track. The 44, the 17, the 3, the 4, the 37, I believe that is. The 23, the 79, the 47, the 21, the 88. We've got a few cars out there on our screens right now. That's Fred Zufelt. He's out of Canada. That is Rick Shotgun Kelly. He's from New England. As we see the first lap starting to come in, so this next lap will count. It looks like the 22, Christopher Standridge, he may be one of the first to get a time on the board. We'll have to wait and see. Still riding along with Rick Shotgun Kelly, the 32. Oh, I don't think the race sound's coming through. Let me just double check that. No, it's not. Okay, let's do that. Let's get down a bit closer and see if, there we go. I think that's, there we go. Okay, we've got race sound. Awesome. Always good to have race sound. There's the 79 Hot Guider. Chad Biesinger has put in the first time, and I said 38 probably won't be achievable But Chad Beesinger, 38.954. Rick Shotgun Kelly, currently second quickest, 39.09, 009 rather. 39.139 for John Saunders. Tim Ruark, 39.306. 39.414 for Warren the Flying Fossil. Christopher Standridge, 39.621. Hot Rod Pot Guide is dropping down the track. As Rick Shotgun Kelly and Chad Beesinger trade pole, 38.900. Rick Shotgun Kelly, 38.834 is Chad Beesinger's second lap reply. We got a race on our hands for the front row here. John Saunders got himself in there with a 38.957. All right, I'll be back in just a moment, folks. We'll leave you with these cars on the track qualifying. Won't be a second. All right, looks like that top five is starting to settle in. Chad Beesinger with the 38.834, 38.900 for Rick Shotgun Kelly in second. Bill, Texas Kid Hornback in third, 38.923, 38.957 and 39.047. John Saunders and Barney Sigmund currently rounding out the five. It looks like, who have we got on our screens here? Fred Zufeld. Looks like Fred maybe has run his laps. Philip Peterson and Buffalo Bill Shermatt still to go. So we're just going to try and get one of those on our screens. There is the 37 of Barney Sigmund. He's ran his laps. As they come into the pits. All right, no more cars out on the track. As we see the crowd start to wander in. Qualifying is done. As the Bobbeth TV cats get... Oh, sorry. I've done it again. Cats get fed. Sorry, just moving some things around in the studio here. All right, boys, going to start lining up. Oh, they're in the pit lane for this start, Bob. All right, so on that front row, it's going to be Chad Beesinger and Rick Shotgun Kelly. Second row is going to be Bill. Let me get my other screen up. Bill, Texas Kid Hornback, and John Saunders on the third row. Barney Sigmund, Barney. Buffalo Bill Schumatz, Tim Ruark, and Warren the Flying Fossil. Sorry, Warren, I can't see your surname there. Let's see. Actually, let's just grab it off the ugly screen. Moore. Okay, Warren Moore. And Tim Ruark on the fourth row. Hot Rod Potguider and Fred Zufeld on that fifth row. Sixth row, it's going to be Philip Peterson and Christopher Standridge. James Little and John the General Schumatz on the seventh row. Eighth row is going to be Scott Whiteman and Craig Hawkins. Then we're going to have about 10 AI Pro cars at the rear of the field. Alex Bowman and Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. The Kyles, Cole Larson and Cole Bush. Then William Byron, Ross Chastain, and Chase Elliott. Looks like it's about 30 seconds till we get this one underway. It's going to be 45 laps. All right. All right, looks like we're about to get this one rolling out. Going to be one lap around the track. Oh, it's a special broadcast today. We won't broadcast on this day again for another 4 years. Bloody leap years. Happy birthday to all those normal 28th of February, 1st of March birthdays who are generally on the 29th. I have one person I know throughout my life that does, but they won't be watching this broadcast, so happy birthday. But yeah, they won't see that. Right, the car's starting to line up too wide as far back as the eye can see. We have at least 8 rows of drivers. We have, what's that, 14, 15 rows of actual cars, AI and actual drivers alike. All right, green flag, we are a go. Boys going to race into 1 and 2 down that backstretch, down 3 and 4. We're going to get this one underway. Chad Biesinger off to a great start there. Rick Shotgun Kelly, John Saunders, Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Barney Sigmund, Buffalo, Bill Shermatz, Tim Ruak, Warren the Flying Fossil Roar, Hot Rod Potguider, Tim Ruak, and I believe Fred Zufelt round out the 10. Guys haven't really lined up. They're right into racing straight away. The last few races we've seen at Super Speedways, you've seen 2 lines, guys lining up straight away, but this is very much a race. Oh, one of the cars has come down off the track. It looks like it's going to be the 21 of James Little. No caution, he went below the yellows, so he's going to have to try and get that one going again. He's taking it straight to the pits. Looks like he might have had some contact or hit the wall, drove him down into the infield. We can have a look at that if we get a chance later. This race well and truly underway, Michigan style. I've raced this track a number of times, and it's a tricky one. Entry into 1 and 2, very different to entry into 3 and 4. You sort of carry a lot more speed in. You've got to come in a bit lower in 3 and 4 to get the speed out. So it does become a bit of a racy track, not so much, you know, line by line, inside outside line racing. It can get that way, but as you can see here, not the case coming into the 4th of 45 laps. It is Chad Biesinger, Rick Shotgun Kelly, Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Barney Sigmund, John Saunders. That's the 5. As we jump back to the 10, there's Chris Standridge. You can see 5 cars, well, 9 cars up in front of him. It's the top 5, plus the other 4, 6 to 9. That is Fred Zufelt, Philip Peterson, Hot Rod Potguider, Warren the Flying Fossil, Moore, They're all up in front of Chris there. In front of those guys is the top 5. John Saunders, Barney Siegmund, Bill, Texas Kid Hornback, Rick Shotgun Kelly, and our race leader, Chad Biesinger. Wrong camera, Bob. Now, same rules do apply. If you do draft, if you do race with a bit of a push, a bit of a line, you will start to push away. Drafting will still be applicable, just not flat foot race, so not possible generally from the start of the race. There's the top 3 on your screen, top 5 actually. Chad Biesinger, Rick Shotgun Kelly, Bill Texas, Barney Siegmund, Bill Texas, Kid Hornback, and then John Saunders. Barney Siegmund's moved that 37 up into 3rd. Looks like the boys racing a very similar line with the exception of John Saunders there. He's got a bit of a different... whoa, come up a little bit too high, out of 2 into the wall. That's going to send him below the white. He's going to need to get that one back under control. He's fallen back to 6. War on the Flying Fossil Moore will take his position. Not quite a 1/6 of the race in, but we are clicking through. Barney Siegmund just a tap on the wall. Looks like exit out of 2. If you're carrying a little bit too much speed, it will throw you up into that wall. We've seen a few people do it so far. Barney Siegmund was our 3rd person. He's still in 3rd though, so it hasn't affected him too much. Back here with the 79 of Hot Rod Pot Guider. He's got the 22 of Christopher Standridge and Philip Peterson. They are 7th and 8th. Looks like Philip Peterson got a little bit loose there rather. Looks like we have already lost all of the AI cars. Just 16 cars remain, 15 on the lead lap. James Little is 3 laps down. Had an initial incident right at the start of the race. Had to go into the pits, so he is trying to race his way back into it, and that's the best way to do it. 3 laps down. It's a bit of a challenge, but with 45 laps, anything can happen. So if people leave, prior to 40 to go, then you are going to gain position. So stick with it, James. Stick with it, buddy. Riding along with Rick Shotgun Kelly there. He's got Chad Biesinger, our race leader, in front of him. Barney Siegmund and Bill Texas Kid Hornback behind him. Oh, I don't have the multi-stream chat open. Whoops. For those joining in, this is the Senior Circuit Nascar Cup. And apparently I didn't have my chat window open, so I haven't seen any of the wonderful audience comments. So I can see there. And I can see my new message is working. That's great. Andrew Forrester obviously not able to make it this week, so tuning in while on the road. Thank you, Andrew. Taz Taylor. Cole Larson's already out of the race, brother. And Hot Rod, where's Hot Rod? Hot Rod Pot Guider, our Canadian, not our only Canadian car in the track on the race, but our highest placed Canadian. He's back there in 8th. What's that, El Labute, eh? That was a terrible, terrible Canadian accent, Bob. But we're in, is it Michigan? Is it Michigan? No, it's Minnesota. I always give Michigan and Minnesota back to front. I was going to say, we're in Michigan, but Michigan's in Brooklyn, Bob. Minnesota's up north. All right, let's jump up to the front because, well, I mean, we don't really need to. They're right there, actually. There's Chad Biesinger Rick Shotgun, Kelly, Barney, Sigmund, Bex, Bill, Texas Kid, Hornback, Warren, the Flying Fossil, Moore has fallen back a bit with John Saunders, Fred Zufelt, Hot Rod Podguider, Christopher Standridge, and Philip Peterson. That is the 10. Our 15 is Craig Hawkins, Tim Ruark, Scott Whiteman, John the General Schumatz, Buffalo, Bill Schumatz, and then we have got James Little is our last car on the track, still 3 laps down. We are 12 of 45 in, and no cautions as of yet. You would think a pit stop is still coming up. Right. Did you say JJ? Is JJ in the chat? Oh, did he? Thank you for the like, JJ Martinez. Appreciate you. All right. Dawson, I'm good, brother. I'm even better now. My favourite pod is in the chat. How you doing, brother? It was weird having a week or so off, not broadcasting Knuckleheads this week. I've missed you, boys. We've got a couple here. Christopher Standridge on our screens. We've also got Chad Biesinger in the race. He's still leading it. Has been for the last 14 laps. Can he keep it up for another, what's that, 21? Oh, the 3. What's he doing? He's getting a bit indecisive there. Philip Peterson. Jump back up to the lead. Chad Biesinger, Rick Shotgun, Kelly, Barney, Sigmund, they have started to roll away with it. They are the top 3. About 2.5 seconds back is Bill Texas Kid Hornback and Warren the Flying Fossil Moore. Yeah, carry some of that momentum through. You're really starting to get it to dig, Dawes. I reckon you'll due a good run very, very soon. All right, we're on lap 16 of 45. Bit of a night shake-up. I believe Sunday night's going to be the sprint cars and the super late models. Not sure what night the Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stock's moving to. I believe it might be Monday night. So, yeah, a bit of a schedule change. That's going to be interesting. And you're sort of used to doing the races in particular order. But just trying to sort of shuffle them around to see if that helps with attendance and availability. All right, these top 3 really having no trouble so far. We've got a good run going. We're on the Flying Fossil Moore and Bill Texas Kid Hornback, John Saunders. They're back there behind him a few seconds. Then about the same distance behind them, Fred Zulfeld, Hot Rod Podguider, Christopher Standridge, Philip Peterson. That goes all the way back to Craig Hawkins. Then we've got John the General Schumatz, Scott Whiteman, Tim Ruark, Buffalo, Bill Schumatz, and James Little. I think I lost my train of thought before because the wonderful JJ Martinez liked my pod, my broadcast. So did Dawson. Thank you, Dawson. But want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch to the Senior Circuit NASCAR Cup. We're here in Brooklyn, USA, Michigan International Speedway. I think the change of schedule will be pretty good. I brought some new pedals to it. I'm excited on how they feel. Awesome. No, that's good. Yeah, new pedals can do that. When I started in the sim, and for a long time, I had a sim that I built, and my mate built it out of some spare parts and car seats and stuff. And I've had I was using the Logitech G27, and then that was given to me. And then I went out and brought a G920 brand new, and I loved that. But then after a while, the pedals just didn't feel like they were helping. Went out and got myself, or my wonderful partner got me a set of Thrustmaster TLCMs, the load cell brake ones and that. And, oh, dude, they are awesome. They help so much. I don't spin out as much. I don't lose it under brakes. It's just amazing how, like, good set of equipment can really help. Back there, ninth spot, Christopher Standish, we saw just momentarily behind him. 10th place, Philip Peterson up there in front of him. Hot Rod, Hot Guider. Yeah, they are. I think they're a great, I'll say inexpensive pedal because A, they're low to sell, and B, they just don't, they're not that, you know, they're not that costly, which is really, really good compared to some of the other pedals on the market. But they make such a difference, man. Nah, good choice. And no drivers, nothing to worry about. You just plug them in and they just work. It's just great. You hear that, Thrustmaster? Looking for sponsorship? If you want to hook me up, reach out. I mean, I was a. Oh my god! I just realised what Chris Sandridge was running. So Chris messaged me a week or two ago with the rebranding from Mudmule TV to Bobith TV. I felt like a rebrand was in order just because we're coming to asphalt now, not just dirt. And Chris told me that I needed to send him my new logo, and I'm working on it. I'm just not a great artist guy, and I'm not that rich, so I can't afford to really pay anyone to do it, and I don't want to do that. Hey, you want exposure? Make me a logo. But have a look at Chris's car. Let's just get to rear chase, so you can see. He's got the Ford logo. He's got a beautiful Mudmill TV logo and a beautiful Bob. Get back on Christopher Standridge. Logo on his car. And up on the back rear quarter panels as well. That is brilliant, Chris. Love your work, brother. Looks like a kid made his car. Yeah, he did. He said that if I didn't send him a logo soon enough, that he was going to do that, and he did a mock up, and I was like, dude, that looks awesome. Just run that. Like, make it look like gaffer tape or spray paint or something. And he's obviously gone and taken that seriously because that car is a piece of work. Yeah, food. Oh, it's great. All right, we're at the halfway mark of this race. I swear I saw the cuffs out. My first lesson is gently driven by my grand. Don't joke. That's where some of the really good bargains are. In saying that, back in my telco days, I did have a lady that I always dealt with. She always requested me when she called up. She lived in a small country town, and she had a Nissan, what was it, 350Z. So all the kids loved her for it. Would love always get her to take her for rides and stuff, and take her for rides, and she'd do burnouts and whatnot. So gently driven by grandmother can possibly mean a lot of things. All right, we've got 21 to go. It looks like we've got a new leader. Let's get up the front, just check that out. Rick Shotgun Kelly has moved up into first. Chad Boosing is back in second. Barney Sigmund in third. John Saunders and Fred Zufeld. Looks like they've ran out the fourth and fifth cars, but these two have about a 2-second lead over Barney Sigmund with 20 to go. 19 laps to go as they come down that back stretch. Let's have a look at some of the other cars out there on the track. A few of them starting to go into the pits, so fuel and new tyres will definitely be a help. Pitting under green flag, not terribly tricky. We'll put you a lap or two down easily, but the idea there is that the cars that are still out still have to pit, so you'll be able to get that time back up. But it currently looks like James Little, Tim Ruark, and John Saunders in the pits, or on the flying Fossil Moore. Craig Hawkins, Buffalo Bill Schumatz, all a lap down as well. Looks like Barney Sigmund might have gone in. Bill the Texas Kid Hornback. Good look at see how busy pit lane is. See a couple of cars coming in, one coming out. The 32 and the 23, they stay out. Looks like everyone else might have gone into the pits by now, except for the front two. I don't have my normal overlay up that would tell me that. I haven't figured out how to get it running with the broadcasting software, so I don't use it. But normally very helpful to tell you who's pit when and what tyres they took, etc., etc. For those of you just tuning in or watching on rewatch, this is the senior circuit, the NASCAR Cup Series. We're at Brooklyn at USA Michigan International Speedway. Yes, normally we follow the schedule of the actual NASCAR series, so we should be at Las Vegas. But not everyone has all the tracks, so the decision was made to take this race to Michigan International Speedway, where it missed for this round of the NASCAR Cup Series. Melinda Gomez, great. Thanks for tuning in, Melinda. Who are you going for in the race? Let me know, and we'll make sure we highlight them for you. Facebook absolutely owning. Oh, there we go. The leader's heading on into the pits there. So we'll see a few changes. Just 5 cars still on the lead lap, but a lot of those cars, as I say, pit early. So we'll have to wait and see what comes of that. Twitch and YouTube. If you are watching on Twitch or YouTube, spam the chat. Facebook is absolutely owning you this evening in terms of audience participation. Not a competition, but look, I am looking through the 3 platforms trying to decide which one is going to be our main focus. Trying to make it available to as many people as possible. A lot of the guys, especially in the senior circuit here, some of them don't have Discord, some of them don't do certain things like Facebook. So having Twitch and YouTube as well just allows everyone to be able to watch it via their preferred platform. But Facebook, you are the guys at the moment. Twitch and YouTube, lift your game. Andrew Forrester. As much as I'm missing being on track, it's been super fun watching it live. Barney having a heck of a run. Keep it up. Barney had a little bit of earlier in the race, up in the wall on a 2 out of 2. A couple of others. He's got the Toby Keith tribute car there. Let's get a look at that bonnet. Toby Keith unfortunately passed away earlier this year. Country music singer. That car looks like it is honouring that man. But Barney, he is he's out there doing his thing. Quickest car on the track though, Bill Texas Kid Hornback, 38.774 is our quickest car. Here comes Christopher Standridge in the Ford 22. I feel like it's the Swedish chef has named that car. All right, let's have a look and see who our current race leader is. I believe it's the 32 of Rick Shotgun Kelly. Second place, Chris Chad Biesinger, who we were just on. Warren the Flying Fossil Moore in third. Craig Hawkins is in fourth. Hot Guy to fifth. Barney Sigmund's moved up to sixth. Seventh, John Saunders. Eighth, John the General Schumatz. Fred Zufeld in ninth. And Buffalo Bill Shermat's in 10th. And we've got Christopher Standridge, Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Scott Whiteman, Philip Pedersen, Tim Ruark, and James Little. Looks like James still in the pits, about 21 laps down. So I'd say he's just chosen to have the best seat in the house, short of watching Bobbeth TV on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, all at Bobbeth TV. Cheap plug. I need to get like a audience button so I can have like canned applause and stuff. Kazoo, no, we're not going to go with the kazoo just yet. We're not that desperate. Now, all right, we have got 12 to go. It's actually going to be 11 to go. We're seeing Rick Shotgun Kelly coming out of 3 and 4. He's going to get to that start-finish line and start our 35th lap. Just 11 to go. Trying to get to some more exciting, not exciting, but some more racing here on the track. But the camera just wanting to stick with Rick Shotgun Kelly's run here. He has gone from being a pusher to pushy to just running away with it after it was all said and done in the green flag pit visits. Currently riding along with Warren, the flying Fossil Moore. In fact, we haven't done this in a while. Let's jump in the cockpit. See 39.444. This is his last lap, 39.55. I believe, or 5.9 actually, because it was 5.86. A bit off the gas as it's coming into the turns. There's the mobile 19. That is Craig Hawkins out of the Virginias. He is currently in the 4th place. Barney Sigmund is behind him in 5th. Up there in front of him, that is actually Tim. Sorry, no, that's Warren the Flying Fossil Moore in 3rd place. Mobile 1 car, the 19 of Craig Hawkins, has just started the 38th lap. We've got 8 to go, but if we look at that track map, the 32, he's already in 3 and 4. He's going to be coming out up to that start-finish line any second now. That's going to be 39 laps, 7 to go. There is the 32. Rick Shotgun Kelly just starting to run away with this run a bit here. Up on the wall for a bit of side draft. He's all by himself, so he's got no cars pushing, no car to use any clean air off of. So look for him to run a bit higher down the front stretch and the back stretch, maybe just the back stretch, as that is a bit straighter. But looking for that side draft off the wall. Give him a little bit of extra speed, keep that gap. I thought the same, Andrew. I've already said it a couple of times. So I feel like, no, if we were going to jinx it, it would have happened by now. But, you know, tyre wear, obviously a concern. But I think with those guys all going in under green around 20-odd laps, in 27 laps in, that the tyre wear and stuff's been pretty good. That it hasn't caused any mistakes or issues on the tracks. So, yeah, not too bad, I think. our Canadian race car driver, the 79 Hot Rod Pot Guider. He is also joined by Fred Zufelt back in the 9th spot in the 4 car. We are at 5 to go. This has been one heck of a race from the start. There was no feeling out. There was no lines. There was no sort of, let's just get up to speed and see what happens. It was race from the get-go. Right now we're running along with the 4th and 3rd place cars. That is, 4th and 5th place cars. Buddy Sigmund and Craig Hawkins. One of those guys will be the top 3. Warren the Flying Fossil Moore, Chad Biesinger, Rick Shotgun Kelly. That and great drivers on track also. Definitely does. Mr. Brooks Trammell, Mr. Brooks on break, I imagine. Oh no, it'd be late night for you. It'd be evening. Thank you for joining in, sir. We're at the dying stages of this race. Just 2.5 more laps to go. We don't want to jinx it, as Andrew said, but no cautions so far. We've gone 43 green laps. We will be starting the 44th lap very soon. And this man has earned this on us, so we're going to jump up to the lead car. That is the 32 of Rick Shotgun Kelly. No, that's the 23 of Chad Biesinger. What the heck? I said leader, cameras. There we go. 1.5 laps. He's coming down that backstretch. The closest car to him is the 23 of Chad Biesinger. And there's 2 lapped cars. They are Philip Peterson and Tim Ruark. Warren the Flight Fossil Moore back there in 3rd. As we get the white flag, sorry, I'll try and spit it out properly. White flag lap it is going to be, barring any strange occurrence. Let's not jinx him. But Rick Shotgun Kelly is going to take out tonight's round of the Michigan International Speedway here at Brooklyn, USA for the Senior Circuit Nascar Cup. Yeah, I'm not sure why the 23 and the 32 did a lot of drafting earlier in the race. So I'm not sure where they fell off of each other or how. Might have been a pit stop. But yeah, definitely use the lap traffic around you to your advantage for sure. All right, congratulations, Rick Shotgun Kelly, for winning today's race. Chad Biesinger 2nd. Warren the Flying Fossil Moore 3rd. Barney Sigmund 4th. John the General Schumatz rounds out our top 5. The 10 is Craig Hawkins in 6th. 7th, John Saunders. Fred Zuleft 8th. Zufelt, sorry. 8th. 9th, Christopher Standridge, Hot Rod Potguider in 10th. And then the remaining field, Scott Wyman in 11th. Buffalo Bill Schumatz 12th. 13th, Bill Texas Kid Hornback. Philip Peterson in 14th. 15th, Tim Ruark. And 16th, James Little. All right, let's get over to the Discord. And we'll go have a chat with some of these boys. All right, I just need to resize my Discord a little bit. See what I'm actually doing. Right. We do see Chad Biesinger there. Oh, he's jumped. Look at that. How organised is that? He knows how it's done. He's an expert at this whole booth business. Now, started on the front row with Rick Shotgun Kelly, and unlike some of the other races where it was sort of let's get the feel of each other, let's sort of start off outside inside line, bit of line racing. Um, yeah, the top five pretty much seemed like it was like, nah, we're off. See you later, and you all got off to some great racing. Looked like you were sort of content to just push Chad for a while there until you. Unfortunately, we didn't see it, but until you got the lead, we were sort of jumping around the track when I noticed it on the track map. But is Michigan a track you're used to? Was that always the game plan? Was sort of just go, let's get this car up to speed as quickly as possible, get it up in front as fast as we can, and just ride it and see if people can hold on.
Hey, yeah, pretty much, I guess. Um,
I mean, that's the general
uh,
game plan for any race, but I feel like it was from the green flag in this one.
yeah. Did you want to talk to Rick first or me?
Um, well, Rick's first. Rick won, so I normally talk to him last.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
figured.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, it was faster, I guess, than I wanted to run, but
Mm.
since we had the track position, then just kept it going.
And that's the thing I found, especially in league racing, but very much on oval racing. The race speed's very similar. It's kind of hard to be unique and have a better lap time than someone else. They're all going to be very similar because you're all drafting, you're all running very similar lines, and so starting position or getting to a good race position as quickly as possible is paramount because obviously you want to hold that line and keep that run going. Michigan, I find that it's not as bad as say coming to Vegas. I was sort of I know I have my own little issues there, and coming into 1 and 2, you can sort of be a lot faster. 3 and 4, you got to come off. Sort of similar here. Did tire wear really become a factor, or was that sort of late 20s pit time sort of good enough to keep the tire wear unnoticeable?
Well, I mean, the tire wear didn't seem horrible, and I guess I haven't run these cars enough to realize, that taking like left sides really didn't seem to make a huge difference. I mean, I could tell when the rights were starting to wear, but not horrible.
Yep, yep. And it's usually just that little slight push in the turns as you're sort of coming through the apex. You'll notice you're coming up out a little bit higher than
Yeah.
usual, but it's pretty easily maintained with just a slight amount of throttle control rather than steering wheel control. And that seemed to be the order. It did seem that there was a few cars. I think you might have been one that had this particular incident. I know Barnish Sigmund was, and there was a couple of others. But during the start of the race, the first say 5-10 laps, it looked like there was a lot more speed coming through 1 and 2 than some of you guys would want, causing you as you were sort of straightening up down that backstretch to tap the wall on exit. Was that something that you had to keep under control, or was that sort of just the opening race nerves, so to speak?
I don't know. I don't myself. I never got into it,
Yeah.
but it's certainly easy to do, especially if you try to take a lower line on the exit. But I don't know. I typically at that track try to kind of straighten my exit off of turn two just to keep from getting into the wall.
Yep. Yep. No, definitely, definitely. And one thing that the audience called out, and I sort of saw it there as well, and I've called this out. Well, I've suggested this in the past, where lap traffic does become a situation in these races. Sometimes, obviously, pitting under green, early incidents, things like that. Now they can be a godsend because obviously they're not a positional race, so you can sort of use them for drafting, for pushing, and things like that. Now it looked like you potentially had that option. I can't remember who it was. I believe it might have been Philip Peterson. Um, but I'm not 100% sure. You had
I
him
think
sort
you're
of
right.
near you for that last little bit, but it didn't look like you guys sort of, I felt like you could have used him to get up to Rick. Were you just content with, and not that it's a bad thing, but were you content with second place with the way car was handling, or what was the?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a huge gap to overcome, and I mean, and there wasn't much difference in our lap times between Rick and myself. I mean,
No,
what, a couple
seven
tenths here and
s-
there.
7 thousandths of a
So
second on quickest lap time, basically, and about 1.5 tenths overall in the last lap.
yeah, yeah, but those after the pit stops, even there was. only a couple tenths it seemed like at most. So, um, yeah, just tried to keep it in one piece from that point.
That's it, and that's the thing. That's what you can. Sometimes the smartest decision is to just race. It's just do your thing. If you try and use another car to catch up, it can open up so many different elements. And it also brings in things that you're not fully in control of. And I guess looking at the relative, looking behind you, guys like Warren and Barney and stuff weren't really racing draft racing, so seeing them on the relative and the lap times obviously wouldn't have been too much of a concern. It was just run the race as if you want how you wanted to race it, and I often say that race the race as if there's no cars on the track and it's just you, and you're racing against the time and the track, and you sort of do a lot better that way. But great racing, Chad. Not the first time we've had you in the booth since this series has come along, so starting to enjoy some success early on. Now we are off to where are we off to next week? Upcoming races. Here we go. So we're going to race Michigan twice, are we? I guess we'll go to Michigan again. Oh no, that's the different circuit. I don't seem to have the schedule. I had it, but
Yeah,
not sure where we're off to next week, but best of luck with it is basically what I was trying to say. And any other races that you do have this week, before we also get back with the Knuckleheads iRacing League on Sunday night next week. Before I let you go, friends, family, sponsors, who do you want to give a shout out to?
to you for the broadcast for sure, and keeping it interesting, and the league, and thanks to Rick for a good clean race.
Definitely, definitely. It was 45 laps at Michigan with no green flag, with no yellow flag is an amazing run. It doesn't surprise me, like Andrew Forrester said. When you've got this caliber of drivers, it's quite easy to be able to not jinx you guys by talking about cautions and stuff. So no, congratulations to you as well, and keep up the great work.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, that was Chad Wiesinger. Started pole position in the race, finished second. The man that we're about to speak to started on his outside pole, but got that car up into the lead, and took that race over. Did not look back. Rick Shotgun Kelly. There's no sort of better nickname for this race than Shotgun, because that's pretty much what happened when that green flag dropped. You guys just took off. I was expecting a little bit of feeling out, a little bit of too wide racing, outside inside line, as we came to expect. But no, the top five, you guys put that foot down and just went, you know what, we're going to get our cars out here and just sort of settle it between ourselves. Was that the start you expected?
Yeah, kind of. I knew Chad was fast, and I was happy to just fall right in behind him and see if we couldn't sneak away and get away from the pack. So that was the plan from the start.
Definitely, definitely well executed. Guys like Warren the Flying Fossil, Barney Siegman. I think John got up there in the end, but there were some other guys. John Saunders, John, the General Shumats, John Saunders as well, Craig Hawkins. There are a couple of guys. Tim Ruark had a little bit of unlucky stuff early on, but yeah, it definitely was a competition from the get go. A couple of different lines you can run here. I know with me, I like to come in high and try and keep it high along the outside wall to keep that speed up and just have that momentum spitting out at two down into the backstretch. But some of the guys liking to take it a little bit lower or mid range. Do you feel like if I know in dirt racing and stuff, you can't follow a line. If you follow the guy in front of you, you're never going to pass them, but not the case really in NASCAR. Do you feel like um, running up the front was a bit of a danger? You've got to show your hand pretty early.
Yeah, kind of. I knew we were going to be fast, and I had to stay as close to Chad as I could. But it's funny, I just I could not get up to his bumper unless he slipped up a little bit, and it did happen a couple of times. But then he'd pull away. I think running a little bit higher line uh, probably would have been better. Definitely would have been better on the tires. But it just seemed like down on the bottom was the fast line, and
Yeah.
I think about halfway through that race, I was thinking Chad and I getting away, and then I turn around, kind of look back, and there's Barney coming. I was like, "Holy crap, we gotta go." um, but yeah, no, low line worked good. It did eat up the tire a little bit quicker, but it worked out.
Now, it did look like it might have been a bit of a gamble with you and Chad staying out. It looks like some of the guys, I think, if I remember my laps correctly, it was around lap 26, 27, when some of the boys started going in, new set of tyres, some more fuel. And I think you and Chad stayed out for probably about 2 or 3 laps longer. Was that a concern? Did you think you were able to sort of consolidate enough good running on the track well, I mean, obviously you did to get in and get back out and maintain that lead, but were you concerned that you hadn't calculated, like that it might have been a bit of a calculated risk?
Yeah, actually, I was a little worried about it because I did hear that some of those guys going in early. I knew they were going to be taking tires and they'd be gaining some time on us. I was just hoping we had enough separation. But those last couple of laps, I was actually kind of playing games with Chad a little bit. I was trying to get him to pass me,
Yep.
so I slowed down a little bit. I wanted him to get by me, and then I was gonna dump it into the pit last minute so he wouldn't be able to follow me in. But he was too smart.
Yep.
He didn't fall for that. He stayed behind me, and as soon as I called out I was going into the pit, he was right there behind me.
Yep.
So
And that's the thing. It's smart to play games like that because obviously, if you see someone that's your competition, you want to do whatever you can to put a bit of a gap behind you. But at the same time, especially green flag pitting, there's nothing better than having someone come in with you because you've obviously you can exit at the same time and use each other to get back up to full speed and try and tack back on or try and keep that lead going. So it's sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But it sounds like you played it the right way, Chad. He obviously started a. Well, he had as I said to him, he had a lap car that he could have possibly used as a draft, but he was concerned that the gap was too big and that the risk was too much there to sort of try and put that work in. So, no, it sounds like the game plan worked, and always good to be concerned and always good to be worried because it means you're not too shit sure of yourself and you're not going to step on your wiener, so to speak. But no, you went out there, Rick. You ran a great race. Um, I'm sure I've mentioned this. Have we talked before? I think we have.
yeah,
Yeah.
last
Uh,
week I
I can't.
won Atlanta.
I can't remember if I've mentioned this or if anyone. You've probably heard this a lot in Iowa, but we have a V8, a former V8 supercar driver, Rick Kelly, um, who was quite good at his things. So every time I see your name, it sort of it just invokes that, and then I actually
Right.
see that you're American, not Australian. So it's like, no, he's not the same Rick Kelly, Bob. But geez, you definitely drive like a Kelly. I'll say that, which is awesome.
Well, that's good.
All right, my man. Look, best of luck with everything else you've got going on. Congratulations. No easy win. 45 laps at Michigan, getting your car up the front. It is quite a hard task to keep it there when it's all said and done, and you did do that. So well done. Best of luck with whatever other races you've got going on this week. We'll see you again, obviously,
Yep.
next Wednesday rather, not Thursday. It's Thursday for me, not
Right.
Wednesday. But before we let you go, though, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank you for the broadcast. You guys do a really good job. I got to thank the Senior Circuit League, all the admins and stuff that put these races together. They put a lot of time into it. It's a really nice league, and got to thank my wife. I got to thank my wife. She gave me heck last week for not thanking her, but she lets me do this and just about every night, and I got to thank her for that. And I got to thank my team, Chaos Motorsports.
Definitely. And for anyone listening, and obviously good advice for Rick in hindsight. But yeah, some of these boys, Chad, Chris, and that race in the Knuckleheads iRacing League, which runs a number of dirt races on Mudmill TV, on Boba TV with me. And the very first person they thank every time is their significant other, just because they're usually standing in the background with a jar of jam or something ready to peg it at them. So yeah, so definitely come in with them first, most important. And you should have a good time. But yeah, no, big ups to our loved ones that let us, well, not let us, but enable us to sort of enjoy this hobby that we do, whether it's looking after the kids, keeping the place in check, or just not having us for an hour or two a night. We do
Right.
appreciate it. All
Yeah,
right,
definitely.
all right, man. Look, congratulations yet again. Can't wait to see you guys back on the screen at next Wednesday. Loving having this asphalt NASCAR racing on Bob's TV. It's massive change from the dirt, and you guys put on a great show, and I'm really enjoying it. So look forward to the next couple of races, and yeah, best of luck, man. We'll have you back in the booth anytime.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was Rick Shotgun Kelly. He was our winner. We spoke to Chad Biesinger, second place as well. We'll go back down through the finishing order of that race. In third, Warren the Flying Fossil Moore, Barney Sigmund finishing in fourth, John the General Schumacher's fifth, sixth, Craig Hawkins, John Saunders in seventh, eighth, Fred Zufeld, Christopher Stad, hiccups, ninth, 10th, Hot Rod Pod Guider. Then in 11th, Scott Whiteman, Buffalo Bill Schumacher in 12th, 13th, Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Philip Peterson in 14th, 15th, Tim Ruark, and 16th, James Little. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for coming out and watching the Senior Circuit NASCAR Cup here on Bobith TV. That's us for the day. We'll be back tomorrow with the Mud Mule Esports Turf for 2024, and then later on that night for the Australian NASCAR E-Series trucks, NASCAR trucks powered by Beat the Dark. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. This has been Bobith TV. My name is Bob.